Mary Magdalene was born around 1020 BCE in the village of Magdala, a prosperous town on the western shore of the Sea of Galilee. Magdala, or Migdal in Hebrew, tower, was a bustling commercial hub. Fish were dried and salted for export throughout the Roman Empire. Her family, likely middle-class Jewish, may have been involved in this trade. Her personality emerges here. She is intelligent, practical, and independent, rare traits for a woman in a patriarchal society, where observant Jewish women lived between the synagogue, home, and domestic labor. But Mary's life was clouded by an inner torment that isolated her. Shunned by the community as impure, she could not participate in synagogue rites or social celebrations. Her melancholy personality led her to seek solace in solitary prayer or walks along the lake, where she reflected on the fragility of life. She was a wounded woman with an immense thirst for meaning. In the 1st century, on the fertile shores of the Sea of Galilee, Magdala was a vibrant and wealthy city, famous for its fishing and textile industries. It was a crossroads of cultures, scents, and riches, but also a multicultural melting pot. Greek, Roman, and pagan influences mingled with Jewish tradition, creating tensions. Mary was not the sinner that history would later portray, but a noble, probably cultured soul. Yet, despite her riches, Mary was captive to an invisible torment, the 7 demons that isolated her, an inner burden, perhaps a trauma, or a profound restlessness that made her a stranger even to herself as she walked like a ghost through her own city. Destiny. Perhaps a greater plan brought Jesus to the streets of Magdala. He was unlike the other men Mary had known. There was no judgment in his eyes, only a deep and unconditional compassion. For the first time, Mary was seen not through the filter of her torment, but in her essence. Jesus did not exert power. He did not subjugate her.
Maria, I see who you are, not what you've been led to believe.
He called her by name, a revolutionary act in a world that had stripped her of her identity. In that look, in that word, the 7 demons dissolved in a peaceful silence. In that instant, the torment vanished. Mary was no longer a broken soul. She was a healed woman, capable of looking at the world and herself with new eyes.
Don't listen to those who speak for God.
Mary is free, and just as the fishermen had left their nets and boats, she left her Magdala, her securities, not to escape, but to follow the light that had freed her. Her material wealth, once a burden, now became a tool to support Jesus' cause. Her personality blossomed. From melancholy, she became luminous, grateful, and determined. She joined the group of disciples, a pillar of support. Her habits changed. She traveled on foot with Jesus and the other women, Joan, Susanna. She slept in camps, sharing frugal meals and listening to parables at sunset. Her personality was loyal, courageous. In an era when women did not travel with male rabbis, she challenged norms, showing a resilience forged by her tormented past. Jesus was the first man not to exercise violence or power over her, but to treat her as a human being equal to himself. Mary was ready to climb a mountain, not only physical, but spiritual, where she would listen to words that would reshape the world. Mary follows Jesus from Galilee to Jerusalem, witnessing miracles, the multiplication of the loaves, the walking on water, the resurrection of Lazarus. Her habits are nomadic: prayers at dawn, evening discussions around the fire, caring for the sick. Her personality grows stronger, determined, compassionate, capable of remaining silent yet acting when necessary. She is not a protagonist in the biblical dialogues, but her constant presence, mentioned 12 times in the Gospels, suggests a supporting role. On the mountainside, before an immense crowd, Jesus delivered the Sermon on the Mount. Not a simple teaching, but a spiritual revolution, the promise of a kingdom where the last would be first, where mercy would triumph over judgment. Mary was there, living proof of those words. The Beatitudes resonated in her heart like a melody of liberation. Her presence, her rediscovered dignity, were the most eloquent testimony that the new path knew no gender distinctions, but only purity of heart.
Love doesn't ask for purity, it asks for truth.
During Holy Week, when the storm raged, men fled and fear gripped their hearts, Mary Magdalene remained. The apostles dispersed, but she remained there, at the foot of the cross, bearing witness to the horror and pain of a friend, a master, Christ. An act of pure courage that defied the conventions of an era in which women were expected to remain in the shadows. But Mary was the tower, steadfast, immovable. She watched where Jesus' body was laid to rest. Her faithfulness was the light in a world that seemed to be sinking into the darkest night. At dawn on the third day, while the world slept in its grief, Mary went to the tomb, not out of desperate pity, with the determination to perform the final act of love and respect. It was there, in that silent and desolate garden, that the veil between the worlds was torn. Mary! The voice of Jesus called her, the same voice that had freed her. She was the first, the apostle of the apostles, the one entrusted with the most revolutionary message in history, the resurrection. She, a woman, brought the good news to those who had hidden themselves.
He is risen as he promised.
Her testimony, her joyful journey, was the spark that ignited faith, the foundation of a new world. After the Ascension, Mary Magdalene's role became central and, at the same time, the subject of growing tensions. As the Church took its first steps, the figure of this strong woman, who had received direct and privileged teachings, began to frighten those who wanted a more hierarchical and masculine institution.
Don't cry. Don't doubt. He lives, and what he taught us lives in us.
Ancient texts, such as the Gospel of Mary, suggest that she was the custodian of profound wisdom, capable of competing with Peter on equal terms. Yet in the centuries to come, her image was distorted. The Tower of Faith was confused with figures of anonymous sinners, transforming Mary into an example of carnal penance in an attempt to diminish her spiritual authority. Today, the veil of time is finally lifting. Mary Magdalene emerges from the mists of prejudice, as she has always been, the most faithful traveling companion, the first to understand Jesus' message of love and equality. Her dignified bearing and luminous gaze speak to us with a spiritual intensity where there are no boundaries between man and woman, but only the power of testimony. Mary is not just a figure from the past. She is the guarantee that truth, even when buried, always finds a way to rise again. Magdalene died peacefully between 70 and 90 AD of old age. There are no historical or biblical certainties about her death. Two different versions, Eastern and Western, exist regarding her remaining life. Whether she died among the olive trees of Ephesus or in the silence of a cave in Provence, Mary's earthly end is only the beginning of her eternal spiritual journey. The woman who was the first to see the light of the risen Jesus passed away, taking with her the greatest secret, the certainty that love is stronger than death.
Thanks for following us on Bible Discovery. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to the channel. Until the next discovery.